Hello, witch folk. Welcome to our coven.
We're angels on broomsticks. We're a mother-daughter duo.
And we love the makeup.
I'm Kristen.
And I'm Evangeline. And today we're doing another one of our Get Ready With Me makeups. Talking about, and just like that.
Episode 3.
Yeah, episode 3.
Yeah, so we're slow here. She had to be Santa's helper or something. So we're going to get our rhythm back soon enough.
Yes,
so,
we're a little behind.
You know, it's Christmas. So right now we're filming 2 days before Christmas Eve.
Yes.
So we're going to do a little festive look, I think. We're going to fuck with this here. Nomad's for the holidays.
What?
Home? You can't go home. It's COVID.
Home for the holidays. Okay.
Yeah, okay. You can't really go, but you can. If you're wearing a mask and you get one of those tests.
Yes.
Yeah, so it's fun. I've been wearing it all week and loving it. I do a little base with the Natasha Denona Biba. And I've been like so impressed with this. Like it's so shiny and pretty. And it's just all you need for your little family get together. But anyway, we'll talk about it and we'll talk about the show.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And we're having Cosmos again.
Yeah, Cosmos.
I'm a little vaccine hungover. Got my booster yesterday, so I'm a little tired. Hopefully this will perk me up. We shall see. But yeah, I'm excited to try this palette because I haven't. And yeah, let's get started.
Mm-hmm.
I guess we'll sort of explain plot lines as we go a little bit, and obviously there's spoilers. So,
well, we want to talk about like with the show because some of you don't watch it, but it does bring up some things that's universal that we can talk about.
Yeah, some topics.
Late life lesbians. Am I one?
Do you think?
No.
Hey, you never know.
I know. Everyone thinks I am, so why not?
Why not? That's
Maybe.
true.
Maybe it'll be the next me.
Okay, well, the main themes in this episode, Carrie gets her Mr. Big's will read, and Natasha Najinski, she's in the will to receive $1 million. So,
which is kind of random, right? Like,
how much money does this man have?
Well, lots. I
like
think
millions and millions?
Yeah, I don't know if he's in the billionaire category, but yes.
Because I remember in like one of the first episodes he's introduced way back when, they're like, this man's the next Donald Trump.
But he has a completely kind of different type of job. He doesn't suck Putin's cock.
Anyway, so she gets that will read. So it's sort of like Carrie grappling with like, why the hell is his ex-wife in the will? And it's like her sort of trying to reach out to Natasha, humiliates herself along the way. We have Miranda's plot line, learning more about her marriage a little bit.
Which I think is just like blissfully. So Miranda sits around with her husband eating ice cream.
Sounds
and
great.
Little freaking, what do you want on it? Like chia seeds are antioxidants.
Yeah, there's this whole thing where they have this ice cream ritual and they have ice cream and like 1 million toppings and little ramekins, and it's like, that looks really fun. And they watch like a Netflix show. What's wrong with that?
Nothing wrong with that.
But the only thing is they haven't had sex in years.
Which is fine. Who has? Who hasn't had sex in years? Put up their hands.
Me. I haven't had sex in the years.
I haven't either. I don't care. You get over it because they're 55-year-old women. They keep reminding us.
We're 55.
We're 55. It's like, do you have your mojo? Good for you. I mean, so she has a crush on Carrie's non-binary podcast co-host.
Che. Played by
Che.
Sarah Ramirez. Che or Shay? I don't know. They say it both, I swear. And then we have Charlotte, and it seems like her, sort of more about her family life, and it seems like her child Rose might be coming out as non-binary, so I feel like there's like linking some plots there. In our first episode of talking about this, I did feel like they were a little heavy-handed with the sort of woke material, but I feel like they're establishing a little bit of a better groove with it in this episode, like it being a little bit more natural and a little bit more exploratory. What the hell's that?
It was like a dust bunny came on my...
Sir Klausy?
My doggy Klausy.
Klaus.
He's a producer of bespoke dust bunnies. Yeah,
anyway,
they were
what-
heavy-handed, but that's good.
No, it's
Somebody has
fine.
to
Like I.
Because it used to be called Sex in the City, so back then they explored all kinds of things, their anal, this, that, boo-boo.
Yeah. What plot points standing out to you the most? Like whose stories intrigue
Late life
you?
lesbian.
Miranda.
Because I'm a late life
Late.
nothing. I'm a late life. I feel like I'm asexual, to be honest. Like, I used to be such a, Samantha. I was a Samantha. A born Samantha. Now I'm nothing.
But I feel like everyone goes through phases, right? And it's like fine. Like why I feel like our society's a little bit overly like about sex in your relationship, and there's all these
true.
like barometers which you measure your relationship's health all around sex.
Yeah, if you're not having it, then your relationship sucks.
Like there's so many reasons people could not be having sex often, and it's fine, Whereas Miranda's case, we see it a little bit in not a little bit, a lot in the first movie. She was just like always shutting down her.
They're making Steve in this new thing really old.
Yeah, they're making him like an old man. He loves to say that.
Yeah.
He sounds like an old man. He's always on the couch, shriveled up.
Still looks good though. It's
Yeah, he
stupid.
does.
For a man who sits on the couch eating ice cream all the live long day, he's still ripped.
But so Miranda has this huge crush on Shay, and they share quite a intimate moment when Shay is like, Miranda's blah, 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 blabbing away, and then Shay's like, you need to calm down, take a breath. And then she's like, do you smoke weed? She's like, no, I never do that. I'm not good at it. Then she like blows smoke into her mouth, and it's like very intimate. Ew.
What? I'm just saying, that's what it sounds like.
So I'm really intrigued what's gonna happen, because honestly, part of me doesn't trust this new character of Che. They seem like a
Really?
bit of a fuck boy, in a way. I like them. I think
like
they're really cool.
Che.
But I feel like that, Miranda might have more expectations from the relationship than Shay
Oh,
might.
you think that's what's... Okay, my fantasy, though, because Natasha Najinski, a lot of people don't get that joke. It came from that episode, Carrie and Big are having that Cobb salad lunch and drunkenness. She said, let's not talk about our relationships unless it's serious. And he goes, Carrie, it is serious. We're engaged. And she has a fit, and she calls her Najinsky or whatever. Now, she calls her Najinski because her name's Natasha, and she's going like Natasha Kinsky. Non-millennials get it, but millennials don't know who Natasha Kinsky is. So her name isn't Najinsky. It's a joke.
But who is Natasha Ninsky? Or whatever?
Natasha Kinsky was a very famous actress in Tess. She's famous.
Okay.
Back in the day, in the 80s. She was like Roman Polanski's lover at age 13. One of those.
Oh.
Speaking of which, the real life character of Mr. Big, Chris Noth, is in trouble.
What's going on there? We don't know. We're not going to talk about it. We don't really know.
I'm not going to talk about it.
And he's not even in the show anymore, so we don't
If
have to talk
anything
about him.
terrible is like with Harry.
Oh, no, I don't.
Having a big pee. His pee stream is so healthy.
It's his only plot line
But
in the show.
I feel like he might have had COVID because his voice sounds strained.
Oh,
to
like
me.
the actor?
Yeah, Evan Handler. Did you have COVID?
Let us know in the comments
Yeah.
down below.
Yeah.
So, Charlotte's plotline. I was into Charlotte in this episode. Charlotte was bothering me in the first 2 episodes. She was seeming very shallow to me and kind of annoying. And now in this one, we get indications that her daughter, I'm saying daughter for now, Rose, might be non-binary, because Rose says, I don't feel like a girl ever. And it seems like Charlotte really wants to accept that, and she's having a bit of trouble. But, I feel like she's maybe going to be good.
But the first person she goes to is not her husband. She goes to Anthony,
Yeah.
who is like her age gay guy. They don't know anything about anything either.
Yeah.
It's like, what do you think?
He's not woke just because he's gay,
Yeah.
that's for sure.
Let's be clear. Those are my generation gay guys.
Right. But you didn't like. Okay, so we've been having this indication that Miranda has an alcohol problem, and Charlotte finds 3 empty Tito
bottles.
little mini Tito bottles in her school bag. Which, if I found that in my friend's bag empty, I would. Well, one, I would ask them, "What the hell? Why do you have empty?"
Well, you
bottles
don't at our age. We're 55-year-old women. We have Tito bottles everywhere. Tiny Tito bottles.
Well,
And I love the way Carrie shut her down. It's like, stop noticing everything.
I think that,
She had 2 glasses of wine.
which is fine. That's fine. 2 glasses of wine, whatever.
No. They can't make her suddenly an alcoholic, a la, when Drew Barrymore was an alcoholic at age 5. Drew Barrymore, not 5, I'm exaggerating, like 12, but it's like just because you had everybody's been drinking during COVID.
I think that was Carrie's point. Like, we've had a lot to drink about, which is true.
Just
but
relax.
in the next trailer of the next episode, it seems like Miranda's getting into pot. It just seems like there's some kind of substance abuse. Anyway,
Abuse?
I have this new...
It's not abuse if you're using it properly. A tiny Tito bag in a backpack.
For school is inappropriate. If someone comes in below. I think it's inappropriate. Anyway, I have this new shade of the Rose Ink blush. I really like these blushes, and I picked up a new shade because I went to go to return something, and I got this instead.
I'm still into the melt thing, from the butterfly. Mariposa.
Amor y mariposa. So Carrie, we mentioned, she's like on the hunt to talk to Najinski about why on earth did my husband leave you $1 million, and there's all this she's trying
all
to reach out to
stalking, and it's like all this bullshit. Have you ever looked up anybody on Instagram? Let us know in the comments down below, because I don't believe you. Everybody stalks.
Yeah.
And that whole, you're stalking me.
It's only because she
Najinski
showed
was
up.
a little bit too angry at Carrie.
That's true.
It's like, why are you so angry? It's been years. Get over yourself. My whole fantasy thing is if Najinski becomes the new Samantha in the foursome, and it'd be so cool.
That would be cool, actually.
Because you hurt me and it was terrible. Most people get over that.
It's true.
She's acting like it was a fresh wound.
It's true. And Natasha has kids now. She obviously has had new partners and moved on. And yeah, it's true.
Yeah, get over it.
Maybe Natasha just felt like Carrie was trying to come and scream at her about Big leaving the $1,000. Not understanding that Carrie
$1 million.
Sorry, $1 million.
And by the way, Charlotte said $1 million, but it's only like $450 after taxes.
Yeah, what? That's a lot of taxes. Is that true?
Is that the American way?
That's a lot of taxes.
Because we don't get taxed like that, I can tell you.
How much would we get taxed on $1 million?
From a will?
Nothing?
I didn't get taxed.
Oh, okay. That's weird.
the state got taxed up top, but the stuff I got, not taxed. Do you get taxed in the U.S.? Leave a comment.
Which is weird, though, because the U.S. has, such...
Maybe
you
that's
guys
where
don't
they
get free
make the money.
healthcare and stuff, and
Maybe
why would
not.
you get taxed so much then if you're not getting accessible services through your government?
Jesus Christ, America.
Okay, I saw this trick from Makeup by Mario, and Michaela was teaching it, where when you contour your jawline or bronze it, you also go down your neck like this, whoosh, whoosh, and it creates a more of a elongated thing. And everyone in the comments are like, not me now walking around with an orange stripe down my neck. But I've been doing it. It's a trick.
Yeah, it's a good idea.
Mario's trick.
Mario says it. Must be true.
Side note, I've been really into this again. The Film Star Bronze and Glow from Charlotte Tilbury. This is a beautiful formula. Beautiful shades for a fair skin type like me. Beautiful.
I was thinking of getting into Charlotte Tilbury in the new year.
I think she has a lot of nice complexion products. I kind of want to get more into her. And I've actually heard that her eyeshadow formulas are really nice.
Yeah, I don't like those fucking things.
Well, they're boring, but they could be nice.
It's not that they're boring, because I like a boring palette. I just don't like the way they're laid out. Like 3 by 3 by 3.
Oh, yeah.
Don't patronize me.
I'm going to try and do a simpler eye look today. I feel like on this channel, I just start going and doing things and not thinking about it because I'm talking. And last episode, I did not like my makeup at all. I want to keep it simple, you know?
I feel like a lot of my friends have kids who are coming out non-binary.
Oh, yeah. We're in a time where young people feel a lot more comfortable to do this in ways they never would have before. So I think it's probably a pretty common thing now.
When I was a kid, like in school, like being gay is like, oh, you're gay. It was like people made fun of that, even if you weren't or not or whatever. And then when I came to Toronto as a young 22-year-old, like I made friends with a lot of gay guys. Their transitioning to, being gay was to say, I'm bisexual.
Oh, that reminds me of the episode that was kind of biphobic in the first series.
Yeah.
That was like, isn't being bi, like especially as a man, just like a road to being gay?
Yeah, train
Maybe
ticket
in a
to gay
time
town. It seemed, that made sense to me. Like, was my experience with a group of gay guys I used to hang out with.
Right. But it's definitely caused a lot of biphobia. So, I mean, Miranda's probably bi. It'd be great to have bi representation.
I think everyone's, you could be a little bit bi, like later. Like, what if I become my late life lesbian self?
Yeah.
Am I coming out? Let us know in the comments down below. I'm just kidding. No, I'm not. There's nothing more serious than a joke, said Winston Churchill.
That's true. I'm going to go in with this shade, and I think that's it. I put a bit of the bronzer Film Star in the crease, and I think I just want to map this out and call it a day. It'd be kind of cool, actually, if her and Steve just, like, opened up their relationship.
Yeah.
Because I don't want them to, they have a nice little life of ice cream and Netflix. What's wrong with that? They're so
I wouldn't
close
like to have their
together.
son, though, to be honest.
You what?
I don't really like Brady.
No, he seems annoying.
Ugh.
This is pretty. I'm just going to be careful not to go too far into the inner corner.
I need the glitter glue.
This episode reminded me of Carrie in the beginning of the series. And she says that herself. She's like, when she comes back, so she's trying to talk to Natasha. And she sees Natasha and she goes to her assistant. And the assistant's like, Natasha's in Rome. And then Carrie comes storming back to her friend. She's in Rome. Just the way she talks. And there's this frantic energy about her. And she even says it. She's like, I feel like I'm back where I was where I was so insecure all the time about like me and my relationship and if he even loved me. And it really did remind me of it. If she was enough, yeah. Maybe that's also showing how Big was, like Susan Sharon in episode 2 was. It's like, are we all forgetting what a dick he was? But was he a dick?
No, I don't think he was as dicky as we thought. It's because she had so much expectation. And he was just going at his own pace.
Yeah, it's true. The dickiest thing he did was go to Paris and marry a 20-year-old. That's fucked. But men do it all the time.
And do that. Listen. Men lose their wives to breast cancer. 2 months later, they're remarried.
Yeah. That's really pretty red. Now I wish I did the red. I always
stunning.
forget about doing red eyeshadow as an option.
It's one of my favorite.
I never think of doing it.
But IRL, these colors in the Nomad palette pop like crazy.
Do you find using your fingers is better?
Using your fingers over glitter glue.
Yeah. I
For
used
these.
a brush for this. Maybe I'll make it pop more.
Now they have a matte black in here, so I'm going to use that to just deepen it up. They're kind of doing, though, in the show, it's a post-pandemic world where they made references to the pandemic, but they're still flitting around. There's no masks to be seen. No social distancing because Shay's comedy special for Netflix, everyone was standing around breathing on each other.
Yeah, I can't wait. I really thought we were out of the out of the thick of it. Now look at this shit.
Omicron.
Why do you struggle?
Because old people struggle. How's your mother gonna say it?
Omicron.
Omicron. All in all, I'm very thrilled with the new series.
I
very
can't wait for the next
thrilled with
episode.
the clothing.
Oh yeah, the clothing. That's what I meant to talk about. I loved like all of Carrie's outfits in this episode.
And she walks and walks and walks in heels and all day long.
I loved that pink dress when she was going to confront Natasha, and I loved her weird little outfit where she wore the Gucci like what is those things called, fanny pack, like around and shit. Why does everything look good on her? Literally everything.
She's got the perfect body for clothes.
Literally everything. I'm reading about these things called the Kibbe body types, and it's like looks at your sort of bone structure and where you carry like fat and stuff, and it's like how you can really like dress your body type. And anyway, it's interesting. I was reading about mine. I'm learning things.
Yeah.
Now I'm gonna start trying to expand my wardrobe a little and dress for my body type. Because you know when you wear something and it just doesn't like look right. This is like explaining why. Because if you're like vertical lines and you're rounding and you're this and you're that, you're yin and you're yang, they call it. Anyway, I'm ready to put mascara on. I think that's like all I'm doing. And I want to finish it off with the lip. And yes.
Maybe the red lip. No. Oh, okay.
Okay, we're back. And ready to do the lips. I sort of want to pull a Kata Jen Hughes and use my blush as my lip.
I'm going to do a red lip today.
Yeah, I feel that.
I have this lipstick from Bite. I found it in my drawer. What?
Slushy?
Oh,
I
yeah,
mean,
no.
sangria slush.
Yeah, slushy.
That's what it's called.
I'll line though with
Endless cacao. Endless cacao. So I saw this thing on TikTok today, and I wanted to ask you about it.
Me?
Yes. It was this woman, probably more your generation, a little younger maybe, but like she watched Sex and the City as a grown adult woman when it first came out in the 90s. And she said Sex and the City fucked up her generation of women.
1,000 million%.
What? Why?
Because we all thought the Mr. Big character was real. And we all believed in that frickin' mythology of the Mr. Big.
Oh.
Like, that would never have happened. Everybody wasted a lot of their time. Oh, he'll come around.
Right.
He doesn't. He's a narcissist. That's why there's so many narcissist videos on YouTube. Watch out for the narcissist, blah, blah, blah. And now, the actual character of Big is fictional. So he's been tampered with and tapered and whatnot. But, like, in true life, if you're Carrie, who is also a narcissist, by the way, but, like, you don't, like, fuck that guy.
Yeah.
Like, Aiden was the guy.
Aiden was the guy. I've always liked Aiden. And she said people like my generation, millennials, like younger millennials, don't get it because we watched it as we were a bit older and it was over. And one of the things she said was also, I thought this was weird, like that you were always trying to figure out who you were in the group. Are you a Miranda? Are you a Carrie? Are you a blah? I don't understand why that would be like such a problematic thing. Like,
I always thought this, just like in Dorothy and the Wizard of Oz, you know, the Scarecrow, the Tin Man, and the Lion were all men.
yeah.
She was a 14-year-old girl with ruby slippers. Ruby slippers was her menstrual.
Menses?
Yes. So I think everybody's a baseline Carrie, and we all have Charlotte, Miranda, and Samantha in us.
Like
the
the
main,
what's that have to do with the Tin Man? Like your
the Tin Man's like he's got no heart because he's a dick. The Lion's fucking cowardly because he's a.
So we're all baseline Dorothy's with little.
What's a
aspects
Scarecrow?
of all.
Dumb as opposed because yeah.
I don't remember.
No, I think
only had a brain. Yeah.
So I think everyone's a baseline Carrie because she's the narrator.
Yeah.
And then Samantha, supposedly the sexually advanced one, let's say. And then Miranda's the intellectual kind of like the brains.
Interesting. I mean, yeah. I wonder if there's something that fucked up my generation in our thoughts of how, you know, a show that you get so involved in that you project a bit too much or have expectations.
How about Harry Potter?
I had far too many expectations of a magical life.
No, but I really do think my generation was stupid, and there was the rules and this and
Right,
that.
like you can't sleep with a guy after the first date. There's all that stuff. That's true.
And there's all these games, and like especially with Mr. Big and Carrie, like all those games they played. And I just find like Carrie in general, like with men,
Yeah.
like through the show, the way she talks is like "Ugh," in a real weird flirty way. Like, and it's like, ew, like, you know this person.
Yeah.
Just have a normal conversation, like Miranda.
Yeah.
Even Charlotte.
Yeah.
But Carrie's always like, "Bleh," like,
She even said that about herself, at least about Mr. Big. She's like, I just find myself like posing even
posing.
for him. Like, I identify that. I remember doing that like when first meeting a dude or something, and you're very aware of yourself always. And was that in the farting episode where she farted? I don't know if it was the same episode, but yeah, she doesn't really relax.
Yeah.
She doesn't relax.
I feel like she probably still never farts in front of Mr. Big, even in death.
Not even his ghost. No. Any other last thoughts on episode 3?
Not really. I'm looking forward to the kids. See what happens to the kids.
Yeah, I'm excited for everything. I woke up early on last Thursday at 6:30 in the morning. I was like, oh, I guess I'll get up. Ooh, I can watch Sex in the City. I'm definitely getting up. And
I'm
I
going to do the same.
7 in the morning, just already watching it, just like that. And then 2 hours later, I was going through my makeup and I put it on again. Just like, and I watched it again, and I watched it again today.
We're crazy. I've seen the episode like about... I don't even want to tell you how ridiculous I've seen it. Like, I just revere the show so much.
Me too.
I'm unapologetic about it. I know a lot of people find it problematic, but I just find it comforting, and I love it, love it, love it, love it.
Agreed. Yeah, so I think that's it for today. Stay tuned for our next episode covering episode 4. We hope you've enjoyed some of this content, even if you don't watch Sex in the City, but we'll hopefully be getting back to some more 2 videos a week. It's just been a little hectic with work and Christmas time, Yule time, but we'll be back with all kinds of videos in the new year for sure. And yeah, let us know in the comments down below your thoughts about this episode, about late life lesbians, about all the things. Jesus. It's like sometimes I don't know what she's doing, and I look down at her little preview screen, and I'm like, oh Lord. Is that a cat? Oh, we've got a cat preview. All right. A pussy. Just at the right time. Anyway, stay witchy, stay bitchy. Have a good week. We'll see you next time. Bye,
Bye, witches.